and welcome to today's show of how India has evolved and the independence of uh, United States, the 4th of July celebration, how India is going to contribute in the uniqueness of this festival. Uh, we are on a routine discussing about India's independence, 75 years of independence of India. But this year, it's a very special year for us. We are going to celebrate the Independence Day of India, Mexico, and United States together, along with the Day of Canada. So, without further delay, I would like to just introduce our guest today on a panel, and then we will move forward. So, on my left, we have Jyoti Kishnani. Jyoti is has done Masters of Psychology and several of years of experience in IT field. She has worked lastly for Herbalife. We have Harish Mehta ji. He's a coach, a public speaker, and he teaches abundance. Dr. Alka is a medical practitioner. Along with that, she is a public speaker too, and a member of eminent public speakers group in Mumbai. Along with that, now we are going to put a video which is going to represent the background of American independence. So let's play the video.
Day to the 4th of July are two of the most common misunderstandings. On July 4th, 1776, it's widely assumed that America declared independence from Britain. The official vote, however, occurred 2 days earlier, and the declaration was published in newspapers on July 4th. The Continental Congress voted in favor of independence on July 2nd, 1776, and the delegates from the 13 colonies adopted the Declaration of Independence, the historic document penned by Thomas Jefferson, 2 days later. July 4th has been commemorated as the birth of American independence since 1776, with events ranging from fireworks displays, parades, and concerts to more casual family gatherings and barbecues. The event was first inspired by the King's birthday celebrations, which included bell ringing, bonfires, solemn processions, and oratory. Sure, celebrations had long been part of the Anglo-American political culture. The choice of which anniversaries of historic events were celebrated and which were grieved had clear political significance when dynastic and theological tensions racked the British Empire and much of the rest of Europe. What is the history of Independence Day? Very few colonists wanted complete independence from Great Britain when the Revolutionary War began in April 1775, and those who did were thought to be radicals. Due to the growing anti-British feelings and the propagation of the revolution ideals, like those portrayed in Thomas Paine's blockbuster pamphlet, Common Sense, which was released in early 1776, many more colonists had come to advocate independence by the middle of the following year. Richard Henry Lee, a Virginia delegate, introduced a motion calling for the colony's independence at the Continental Congress meeting on June 7th at the Pennsylvania State House, later Independence Hall, in Philadelphia. Congress postponed a vote on Lee's resolution amid heated debate, but appointed a 5-man committee including Virginia's Thomas Jefferson, Massachusetts' John Adams, Connecticut's Roger Sherman, Pennsylvania's Benjamin Franklin, and New York's Robert R. Livingston, to draft a formal statement justifying the break with Great Britain. John Adams was a firm believer in celebrating the birth of American freedom on July 2nd, and he was rumored to have declined offers to speak at July 4th ceremonies in protest. On July 4th, 1826, the 50th anniversary of the passage of the Declaration of Independence, both Adams and Thomas Jefferson died. What happened on July 2nd? The Continental Congress voted near unanimously in favor of Lee's proposal for independence on July 2nd. The New York delegation abstained, but later voted affirmatively. On that day, John Adams wrote his wife Abigail, declaring that July 2nd would be commemorated by succeeding generations as the grand anniversary festival. Sports, guns, bells, bonfires, and illuminations from one end of the continent to the other. The Continental Congress formally accepted the Declaration of Independence on July 4th, which was substantially written by Thomas Jefferson. Even though the real vote for independence took place on July 2nd, the 4th of July has since become the day commemorating the beginning of American independence. Did you know, according to the History Channel, a simple statement, Original Declaration of Independence dated 4th July, 1776, is written upside down across the bottom of the signed paper? How did July celebrations used to be in pre-revolutionary times? In the years leading up to the revolution, colonists staged annual festivals of the king's birthday, which featured bell ringing, bonfires, processions, and speeches. During the summer of 1776, on the other hand, some colonists commemorated the birth of freedom by staging fake funerals for King George III, representing the monarchy's death and the triumph of liberty. Concerts, bonfires, parades, and the firing of cannons and muskets frequently preceded the Declaration of Independence initial public readings, which began shortly after its passage. While Congress was still concerned with the continuing war, Philadelphia staged the first yearly anniversary of independence on July 4, 1777. To commemorate the anniversary of freedom in 1778, George Washington gave all his soldiers double rations of rum. And Massachusetts became the first state to consider July 4th an official state holiday in 1781, a few months before the crucial American victory at the Battle of Yorktown. Following the Revolutionary War, Americans celebrated Independence Day every year with events that allowed the new nation's rising political leaders to address residents and foster a sense of unity. By the last decade of the 18th century, two major political parties had emerged, the Federalist Party and the Democratic Republicans. All were hosting separate 4th of July festivities in many major cities. What did the first celebration of Independence Day look like? On July 4th, 1777, at the first organized celebration of Independence Day in Philadelphia, the custom of lighting fireworks began. In honor of the 13 colonies, ship's cannons fired a 13-gun salute. At night, there was a great demonstration of fireworks, which began and ended with 13 rockets on the Commons. And the city was wonderfully illuminated, the Pennsylvania Evening Post wrote. The Sons of Liberty let off fireworks over the Boston Commons that same night. Did you know that only 10% of fireworks shows are set off professionally, which accounts for the projected 12,900 emergency department visits due to fireworks across the country on July 4th? During the early phases of colonial revolt in the 1760s and early 1770s, patriots used such celebrations to declare their opposition to Parliament's legislation while praising King George III as the true champion of English freedoms. However, in many places during the summer of 1776, the commemoration of the first days of freedom took the form of a fake burial for the king, whose death symbolized the end of the monarchy and tyranny and the rebirth of liberty. At the end of the War of 1812, in which the United States once again fought Great Britain, the habit of patriotic celebration grew even more widespread. The United States Congress declared July 4th a federal holiday in 1870, and the legislation was expanded in 1941 to include all federal employees. Although the political significance of the festival waned over time, it remained a significant national holiday and a symbol of patriotism. The 4th of July, which falls in the middle of summer, has become the major focus of leisure activities and a regular occasion for family get-togethers with fireworks and outdoor barbecues since the late 19th century. The American flag is the most common emblem of the occasion, and the Star-Spangled Banner, the national song of the United States, is a popular musical accompaniment. The 4th of July has become an important midsummer holiday as the result of the rise of leisure. The prevalence of heavy drinking and numerous accidents caused by pyrotechnics inspired reformers in the late 19th century and early 20th century to launch a safe and sane 4th of July campaign. Independence Day declined in importance as a venue for politics in the late 20th century, although it still remained a national holiday highlighted by parades, patriotic music concerts, and fireworks displays. It's still an emblem of national power and uniquely American characteristics, like the freedom to stay at home and grill. Other summertime activities, such as historical pageants, picnics, baseball games, watermelon eating contests, and beach trips, became associated with the 4th of July over time. Hot dogs, hamburgers, corn on the cob, apple pie, coleslaw, and clam bakes are also common dishes. While the 4th of July is observed throughout the United States, historic cities such as Boston and Philadelphia draw large crowds to their celebrations. The USS John F. Kennedy frequently docks in Boston, and the Boston Pops Orchestra performs a televised concert on the Charles River banks, showcasing American music and concluding with the 1812 Overture. Independence Hall hosts Philadelphia's celebrations, where historic scenes are reenacted and the Declaration of Independence is read. The American Indian Rodeo and 3-day powwow in Flagstaff, Arizona, and the Lidditz, Pennsylvania Candle Festival, where hundreds of candles are floating in the water and a Queen of Candles is chosen, are two more notable events. The history of the United States is full of events that shapes the future of America. Many great American heroes died, but they will always be remembered. What's your most remarkable memory about Independence Day? Let us know in the comment section. If you found this video interesting, please.
So we are back, and indeed, it was a splendid journey explained in 9 minutes.
Yeah.
Every country has a history, be it an independence or be it living freely in this world. But as we have discussed yesterday, freedom has a cost, a price tag, and which everyone needs to be aware that directly or indirectly we are going to pay for it. India has got independence for 75 years, but we are on a path of progress with a commitment to become a developed nation by completing 100th anniversary in Amrit Kal, that is in 2047. And each one of us has a responsibility to become a part of the party. We can decide not to come forward. We can decide. We have a choice to make. But if we left behind, our own Swanirman will go for a toss. And that's why we are saying Rashtra Nirman, because we do Swanirman. Swanirman, say Rashtra Nirman. That should be the slogan of everyone, isn't it? So, with this brief note, I would like to open the forum to Jyoti. Jyoti, what are your views and takes on this?
I think, as you correctly said, freedom has a cost. We may not have paid the cost. Maybe our ancestors did pay the cost, and that is the reason every country, like July 4th of July is a national holiday, as video also said. That's a moment that we take to acknowledge and to remember that the freedom, the fireworks that we are celebrating was, there was a cost that people paid, and it is necessary for every, nationality to take that moment and to see and witness and make a promise where we were and where we are going to take the country. As you said, we are in the 75th year in India, and we have a very long way to go against, 247 years of US, but I'm sure, we are doing a good job. So
Yes, indeed.
Independence Day is very special, very special.
Indeed.
It's a
So,
memory.
yeah, thank you, Jyoti. And with this, we wish all American to enjoy the holiday
Fire.
season, the
Yes.
firework, the barbecues, and so
Yeah,
many other
a
things.
gathering, a celebration. It's a celebration. It's a
Yes,
celebration. Yeah.
it's a moment of celebration. At the same time, they use, and some of the people still, do a state procession
Yeah.
as a funeral of the king. And that's
Correct.
also one of the greatly a great sentiment which people carries towards those who do oppression or suppression of the
True.
people. You cannot be a dictator, be a manager, be a team leader, be anyone, even be a parents.
Yeah.
And those who does that faces the result. Even the parents
Exactly.
sometimes faces the result from the rebel kids. So Alkaji, your views and takes on this.
पेट्रियोटिज्म इन आवर ब्लड ऑल्सो उनका जो फेवरेट गाना था हम लाए हैं तूफान से कश्ती निकाल के इस देश को रखना मेरे बच्चों संभाल के दिस इज माय मैसेज टू द वर्ल्ड टुडे टू द जूनियर्स टुडे टू द यंगस्टर्स टुडे कि हमारे पापा मम्मी हमारे दादा दादी ने बहुत तकलीफ उठाई है to get this independence, and they went from rags to riches to riches to rags. And I want to say that a big price has been paid for the freedom that you are enjoying today. It's high time we remember. We only talk about entitlement. I want this, I want this, but there is something else that you can do to be patriotic, to have the feelings of patriotism, to have the pride for your country, and then to take it forward from here on. You are the nation builders of tomorrow, and that's why I want to tell this to you. Please go ahead and please feel proud for your country and do what you have to do for this country. Thank you.
Perfect. So I think being an Indian is a proud moment for each one of us. We love to be Indian when it comes to a cricket match, IPL, T20. India comes on our tongue, and we even sometimes break our TVs when India loses. Is
India
it?
is one word, Anekta mein ekta.
Ekta?
For me, that defines India. I have
In-
traveled in India. I'm born in Rajasthan, brought up in Gujarat, and now in Bangalore. Every state has different cuisines, different language, different festivals, different attire. It's, it's like moving within India itself is like mind blowing. There's so
Mhm.
much to learn. You feel, I felt like, oh, I'm in Rajasthan, I know it. Oh, I'm in Ahmedabad, Gujarat, I know it. But when you come to South, it's a different story.
Sorry.
So there's so much to learn, and one lifetime is not enough. Trust
Enough
me.
for
One
that.
lifetime is just
Indeed. Uh, yes, we would like to switch to Harish ji. Harish Mehta sir is an abundance coach. He can also shed some light of his wisdom.
Uh, I have been listening to my father and my mother. My mother today is 90 years old and she has traveled from Pakistan to India. And I have so stories from Sheikhupura close to Lahore coming to India and how she went to school when she came to India and how did they celebrate 1947. So, similarly, my father, who is no more there, he used to say from Multan, they came to India, they settled down in Rajpura, close to now Haryana. That's the place they have. Now, why I have a feeling here, I feel so proud that those parents, ancestors of each one of us who came to India from Pakistan or undivided India, then it became Pakistan. They still love each other. They still speak the same language. Yet the boundaries have been created because of the division that happened in 1947. Some remember the division as good, most remember as bad, because trains full of people came in those bogies while they were being slaughtered in Pakistan, especially Indians, Hindus, Punjabis, and all religions, Sikhs who came from there. So I have a very great sense of ownership that my father and mother came from there and settled down and started from zero to whatever we have reached today. They were working hard, so patriotism came in, my country came in, my people came in, and everybody grew and everybody came empty handed. So, what is
Correct.
the story? You got to work hard and create that new you. And new you is the new India. And as we look at new India, the new India is going to be the best part of the world very soon. And as you said, 2047 will be top of the world and ruling most nations through the Indians who have got this. The best minds in the world are going to be ruled by Indians. And I'm so proud to say I am born Indian and I live in India and would love to share this wealth to the world.
Perfect, sir. So with this, I think today's show we have decided to make it 15 to 20 minutes long. We have consumed our 18 minutes of precious time from each one of you to remind this that every day in the morning 9 and at evening 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. two prime time slots are dedicated to the patriotism, India's past, present, and possibilities. Do join us every day at 9 a.m., 9 p.m., straight from the land of opportunities, land of liberty, land of freedom, United States, to the land of traditions, technology, tourism, teachings, and trade. That's my India. Let's connect these two great nations on a one singular thread. Let's be those who connects the dots and make the necklace. I believe that I'm a humble thread made out of cotton, would like to collect the pearls. If you are a pearl gem or a precious stone who would like to be connected with each other, do come join in this show. Enjoy the platform. This platform is for you. If you're watching this, my sincere invitation to each one of you to come share your wisdom with the world who is waiting for you to be listened. With this, I'm giving this opportunity to Jyoti to conclude the show with her final remarks, Jyoti, and then we will conclude the show.
amazing show, Darshan, as always. As you correctly said, independence is precious to everybody, and I resonate with Mr. Mehta also, my parents also came from Pakistan, and I was able to connect to what he was saying. And for just to closing remarks, independence is very precious. A lot of lives have gone, to achieve that, and it's a responsibility of our generation to pass that baton to the future generation with love and care.
Thank you very much, Jyoti. Thank you, Dr. Alka. Thank you, Harish ji. And let's uh, start our new journey. Let's separate to come and meet once again tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. India time. Good night, Shabak Khair, and hasta luego to my friend from Mexico. Muchas gracias. Kal milte hai with the same message, same smile.
Sayonara.
Guadalajara.
Hara hara.